Hello everyone, this is Crypto Maximalist. Welcome back to another video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and get involved if you like the content. We're currently running a giveaway for those who are liking our videos, so give the video a like if you want to be entered into that giveaway. So we're just taking a look at Bitcoin here, and as we can see, obviously we have lost that range low over the past week, where we saw that big FTX collapse last Tuesday. When it's actually been a week. So it's been over a week since that happened already. Jesus, time really does fly, doesn't it? Obviously, you can see here, we were chopping it up in a bit of a range like this, coming up and down, and then we did come down and close and fully lose that range low of this range that we were in for a long time here, a large amount of accumulation, where essentially we were just chopping it up for a good while, waiting for something to happen in the market, and obviously at the FTX collapse, seeming as though it has pushed the market to the downside here. You can see from the technicals what happened. We came down, we lost the range low, retested it as resistance, coiled up, and then obviously we came down and rolled down to another key level of support at this 15,700 level for Bitcoin. If we take a look across at where that was, you can see it is essentially in and around this little area of structure here, where we have seen a little bit of a bounce in the market, at least temporarily. It's a very tentative piece of support, you would say, isn't it? Because it's not really formed that much support whatsoever. When you've got this kind of staircasing price action where you've not really made any key kind of sideways structure, it is difficult to find support in these areas. But for now, it looks like Bitcoin has found a foothold in that area as well. And obviously over the past week, we have had a cooling off period here. We came down, formed another range, just like most cryptos have, mimicking what Bitcoin's been doing pretty much exactly. We've come down, make a low, a high, and then we've double bottom back tested the low, got a very nice reaction off the low there, as you can see. We've come back up into the middle of the range, and right now, low volume, low volatility, back at the middle of this range that we have now formed here. Basically just looking for the next move for Bitcoin, a lot of cooling off. I think a lot of people are scared out of the markets right now because everything has been so volatile and crazy. Very low volume right now and low volatility. You can see the price action really not doing much at all over the past day or so, just come up and chopping sideways. But the EMA is very close to each other, just basically back in the middle of the range, trying to figure out what to do next, really. And we've seen a few other bad pieces of news, haven't we? More Ukraine issues which you think would affect the markets. We've seen BlockFi potentially filing for bankruptcy as well because of relying too heavily on FTX. And it is quite interesting, isn't it? The market hasn't really had much of a reaction to these things after such a large reaction to FTX. Maybe people are getting a bit more resilient to what's happening, or maybe we were going to see another crash pretty soon. But for now, for Bitcoin, what we're saying is basically, until we see ourselves break out of this range, then we are still just in another range, aren't we? And, price targets in either direction will be the top of the range at 18.1k. And if we're heading down again, in our opinion, we're probably going to see the top of the range tested before the bottom. From what we've seen here, you've seen your bottom, top, bottom, and you'd probably expect, in our opinion, another test of the top, especially considering how overextended Bitcoin is actually getting at the minute. We do think those bullish divergences eventually are going to come into play here. You can see Bitcoin coming down, making another low here. We're making higher lows on the RSI. Look at the MACD. The MACD is making absolutely massive divergences in terms of momentum. It's like the momentum to the downside completely stopped, and then someone decided, you know what, let's just put a black swan event in there and see if we can get the market to go down a bit more before we go back up. And you can see here basically what's been going on. For Bitcoin, we've been pushed to the downside yet again, down to one of these big capitulation RSI movements here. But we'd say, as we said, until we see ourselves breaking out of this little range here, we are still trading the range, and we do think we're probably going to have a bit more low volatility chop for the next few weeks until we figure out what's happening next. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure to check out the links in the description below to support the channel. Grab yourself some free money bonuses, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next video.